has two words, and let's try to understand each one of them. The first word is western. That means this phenomena arise from the western direction. It basically originates in the Mediterranean region and travels over Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan and Pakistan before they reach the northwestern parts of India. That is where the Himalayan mountains acts like a barrier to these strong western winds and inhibits its growth. The second word is disturbance. It means some kind of interruption, trouble or concern. Disturbance word has a negative connotation. So basically it is an atmospheric concern for India because it is usually associated with cloudy sky and unusual rain. Sometimes it also causes excessive rain that can cause crop damage, landslides, floods and avalanches. Now if you look at the term western disturbance, it is a term coined by Indian meteorologist. It is nothing but an atmospheric or climatic influence on India that arises due to strong wind coming from the western direction. As I have said that the western disturbance originates in the Mediterranean region, and the Mediterranean region lies in the subtropical region, generally in between 25 and 35 degrees north and south latitude. You will find the subtropical region, which is a high pressure belt. A subtropical region is a transition zone from tropical region to temperate region. If you want to know why subtropical region, jet stream are the winds in the upper part of the troposphere and they blow from west to east. A good analogy would be imagine western disturbance as stones and jet stream as river. As a river carries stone, likewise jet streams carry the western disturbances from west to east. So the western disturbance in the upper atmosphere starts to move towards eastern direction with the help of subtropical jet stream. Along the way, it picks up more moisture from the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. When it reaches the Indian subcontinent, it comes in contact with the Himalayan mountains, which acts like a barrier to these winds and breaks its further development. After hitting the mountains, the wind tries to move towards low pressure areas. In North India, temperature starts to increase from the mid of February. During daytime, the temperature in the region of Rajasthan, Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and UP goes around 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. The temperature goes up further in the month of March. As a result, these North Indian states become warm, creating a low pressure zone. And we know that air moves from high pressure area to low pressure area. That is how these North Indian states receive rainfall in the month of February, March and April. The places which are closer to the Himalayan mountains, places like Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, instead of rainfall you will witness hailstorm or snow. Sometimes the western disturbance can also move below the Tropic of Cancer in India, expanding to regions of Gujarat, northern Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, which means a larger portion of India would then receive rainfall and get affected due to associated weather. Please remember this point. You will find western disturbances move across the Indian region all throughout the year, but they are in their peak during winter months of January and February. Their effect sometimes extends up to Gangetic Plains and northeastern India. See, in the end, you just have to understand that air or wind moves from high pressure to low pressure region, and these pressure regions are created due to temperature differences. When you look at the world map, you will realize that the Mediterranean Sea, the Dead Sea and the Caspian Sea are located at a little bit higher latitude compared to India. We also know that temperature falls as one moves away from the equator. Then we also know that solar heating of the Earth's surface is uneven because land heats faster than water and land also cools faster than water. This is what creates high pressure and low pressure regions. So when you look at the world map, the Mediterranean region is located at a little bit higher latitude compared to India. So what happens is after winter season, the summer season starts. And we know that the seasons are caused due to tilt in Earth's axis while it travels around the sun. So summer season in northern hemisphere will come only when the Earth's northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. And when that happens, the northern region slowly starts getting warmer from the south. That is why South India is warmer than North India. When you understand this, you will realize that since the Mediterranean region is located at a higher latitude compared to India, obviously the temperature near the Mediterranean region is not as warm as the region near the Indian subcontinent. You see, there is an uneven heating of the landmass. After winter season, the Indian subcontinent slowly starts to get warmer, and warm temperature is associated with low pressure. So, if you understand this, it gets easier to understand such weather phenomena because it is all about pressure differences, temperature differences, the direction in which the wind moves, then the Coriolis effect comes into the picture, then we have the easterlies, westerlies, and then the jet stream. So, what I'm trying to say is first understand the Earth's rotation around the Sun, then its axial tilt, then how it affects the season on Earth. After that, get to know the differential heating pattern of the land and sea, which will further tell you about the formation of low pressure and high pressure regions. Once you understand that, wind has to move from high pressure to low pressure region. That's it. So go step by step and try to connect these different variables. You will somewhat understand the weather pattern of a particular region. Now we'll look at the effects and benefits of